For those of you that I haven't met, I want to welcome you and introduce myself. I'm Linda Trowbridge. I'm the WSI president for this year and next year. And I have to admit that the least I've done this week is prepare for this meeting. So if I'm a little scattered, I do apologize. Our chairperson for the workshop got sick after a couple of tragic things in her family. And so we had to kind of punt with 18, I think, people and getting the artist and all that. So it's been a busy week. So this is our October 8th, 2022 membership meeting. And I want to again welcome you all. I was looking at the calendar since the events of the last membership meeting, which was in March, I believe. And we have had a lot of things go on. We had a Whitewater Valley Art Gallery exhibit. We had scholarship. We had the membership lunch, the membership exhibit. We had the deadline for the juried exhibit, and we had that selection. We had a workshop in June or July, and the selection of the winners for the juried exhibit. And then June 26th, we had, and before that, our silent auction started for the Color Vision 2022. And then we had the opening at the Saks third floor gallery. Then we had July, we had the King Call workshop. And then we had the juried exhibit on that August 8th or 9th, that Sunday at Newfields, where the exhibitor or the judge actually was here and gave out the awards. So that was really special for all those winners. And then we had a board meeting in August, and we had our Ian Stewart 3-day workshop that, as I said, just ended yesterday. And here we are for the, we also had a paint out. That was in the first part of September at the dugout down in Fountain Square. And we're going to have another one this month. We're working on that. And so watch your emails for word of where that's going to be. And I think it's going to be on a Sunday so that we can get those folks that work, give them an opportunity to come to do something. It's going to be free. It's just going to be real casual. So I want to present some awards. The executive board and I came up with some people that have just been over the last, actually almost 2 years, outstanding at helping do some things for WSI. And one of those people, unfortunately, I'm going to start off with just going by their last name, who comes first in the alphabet. We had a great Color Vision 2022. We raised $6,000 for outreach. And that all started back in like 2020 when we were reviewing the bylaws and everything. And we realized that we really weren't doing anything to put money into that outreach. We had to raise money, and that was in the bylaws. So Ann Rose talked with Carta Nemeth, and Carta chaired that committee and had some helpers, but I don't know who all those are, and I'm sorry. And Carta's not here today, but she spent a whole lot of time researching websites and the way the auction would be handled and all of that. And so, and let alone running it and taking all the stuff. And let me tell you, it was a lot of work. Her garage, she couldn't park her car in her garage because she had so much stuff from for the auction and everything. And so, with all that done, purely volunteer, the board wanted to give her this plaque. I hope she gets on the thing and can see it. Whoop. How's that? This is Watercolor Society of Indiana in recognition for, and it does say artistic merit, but it says exceptional service. And the board of directors names Carta Nemeth 2022 for her exceptional service to the Watercolor Society. So I think she deserves a round of applause. One of the next things that we did was, as you all know, we have this great website that has all these ways to get to different things. And that was all researched by John O'Connor. And he and Brenda Pettigrew both worked on getting that all organized, and I can't imagine. I am so technically challenged, it's unreal. But there's a lot of behind the scenes before something like that goes live, so to speak. And they worked tirelessly for quite some time. Well, since I think 2020. Was that it when you started, John? Yeah, since early 2020. In getting that all up and running, and they continue to make improvements on it and revise things as we find little snafus along the way. So with that said, we have a plaque for both of them. Okay, moving right down this agenda here. We had that juried exhibit. Whoops, I guess I'm a little close there. I don't like this. Tim Lewis was our chairperson for that, and he's going to just kind of hit some highlights about the juried exhibit for us.
Going to be very highlight. Very highlights. We had 139 entries from 82 members for this year's show. How many people got to see the show this year? Pretty incredible, wasn't it? There was some wonderful artwork. Ken Call narrowed those down to 45 entries to include in the show, and 9 of those 45 were first-time enters. So if you haven't entered the show, you might want to think about it. It's a pretty good chance of getting in. We awarded $9,000 in prize money to the 11 winners. Very special treat, as Linda mentioned, is Ken Call actually came back down from Chicago for the award ceremony and helped us hand out the awards. So that was really special. Has that ever happened before? Pretty unusual. In addition to the show awards, we awarded a new Cardinal Fellow, Sue Fleck, In addition to that, we had 6 new signature members that were awarded at that show. So all in all, it was, I think, a success. I would like to take a minute and remind everybody that we're a nonprofit organization, and that $9,000 we awarded came in large part from donations. So please donate if you appreciate it. And the other thing is, I want to remind you that we are a organization that's owned by the members. You're all part of that. So get involved, volunteer, help us out. We can use it.
Thank you, Tim. You want to, Tanya Roberts, our executive director, is going to do a little color vision update for us.
Hello. Linda already covered our what we raised in this last color vision, but before I say that, I want to let you all know the reason that we're focused on this camera is because we are live streaming our meeting today. This is the first time we've been able to do that, and it is a thanks to our technology grant that we got last year. So we're hoping to reach our members all across Indiana, especially those who are unable to travel. So welcome to everyone who's on our live stream today. And we will have Ian Stewart's demonstration also on through our YouTube channel, which is there is a link on our website if you have never visited that page. And following this meeting, we will upload the demo and the meeting to our website for our members only private pages. So back to the color vision, we are kicking it off again for the holidays. Instead of doing an auction, we have all of the items from our previous auction on site now with a special price where you could buy it out. No bidding, no competition, no event, just all the items are online for sale. You can purchase it and then get with me for pickup. There are a few new items on there, and there are still a lot of gorgeous original watercolors. If you have wanted to support local artists, well, it's a supporting our organization, but if you wanted to own local art, it is a great opportunity to get something from our members and non-members both. So you go to watercolorsocietyofIndiana.org, and there's a link on the front page to go straight to Color Vision and view all the products and purchase them, and then I'll meet up with you for your winning painting. There are some other items on there. There is still a Dick Blick gift certificate on there too, valued at $100 on sale for $75. So take advantage of that, and thank you so much for your time and for being here.
Okay. I would like to recognize my great board that is a big support. And that would be the advisor is Ann Rose as last year's president. Secretary is Joe Belmont. Treasurer is Kathleen McAllen. She's not here. And I'm spacing it. Oh, membership. Rhonda Fisher, I don't think is here. And Tim Lewis as juried chairperson. And Tanya Roberts is executive director. Did I forget? Are there full board members here that are representing different? I don't want to read through the whole thing. Stand up if you're a full board member. So I certainly appreciate all of your help and support. And keep in mind that, okay, didn't sound like it. Keep in mind, we're going to have a couple of openings on the board for next year in January. one being secretary, and one being treasurer. So those jobs, we have a, a good support for our treasury as far as we went with Central Indiana Community Foundations. I forget the CICF. I know the acronym, but we've got things pretty easy to go through. Pat Such Beverage and can talk to you about that because she was treasurer before now. But we really need people to volunteer. So please think about that. And we don't have a lot of meetings, and we've been doing them Zoom, so they're convenient. You don't have to drive to the office and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if we'll ever have another executive or full board meetings live. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I'm going to turn it back over to Tanya, and she's going to explain how we're going to draw our prizes and the cards and the whole 9 yards here.
Okay, so we wanted to do something fun for our meeting and something for all of you who attended our meeting. At the end of the meeting, we'll have a card exchange where this is the first time we've done this, so maybe we could do it every meeting, every membership meeting. So this was sort of a last minute decision. So thank you for those that got that email and brought a card. If you brought a card today, you may go home with a card today. And I think someone decided to put them all upside down to make it unanimous. So after we do our drawing, those of you who brought a card are welcome to go over to the table and take home a card anonymously. Yeah. So, but first, Marianne Glick is a very, she's active and supporting member of Watercolor Society of Indiana, and she recently contacted me and had a whole library of books and DVDs that she wanted to donate. So she wanted to make sure that they were used, they went to our members, they were not going to sit in our library. If we didn't want them, she would take them to the public library. So I told her, yes, we would love to have books, instructional videos. So today, thanks to Marianne Glick, we have 25 of those to give away as prizes. There are DVDs and books, both. If you pre-registered for today's meeting, I have your name in this box. So I'm going to pull out 25 names and I'm going to read them, and I'm not going to give you time to go over and debate on which book you want. I'm going to read 25 names in a row. So when you hear your name, you may head over to the table and pick out your book or your DVD as a gift for being a member. So here we go. And there might be a better chance if someone didn't show and their name was drawn. Oh, okay, thank you. So, first pick. I want to cheat. Karen Christensen, are you here today? Karen, go help yourself to a DVD or a book. Joan, yeah. All right, it's going to get heated over there. Susie Wright. Susie, are you here today? Okay, sorry, Susie. Susan Porter. Karen Fair. Ann Rose. Janet Dunn. Christy Wright. Yay. Pat Cox Beveridge. Norma Davis. Is Sandy Hall here? Yay, Sandy Hall. Kristen Odell. Kristen, make it? Sorry, Kristen. Rebecca Arvin. Betsy Scherschel. Teresa Altmeyer. So 24. I guess we have 24 prizes today. Nancy Thomas. Deborah Smith. Diane Keymeyer. Deb Shoptaw. Sandy Azell. Larry Fence. Shaking it all flat. Pat Charette. Linda Trowbridge. I pulled it out. It's all right. Linda Evans. Two more. Ann Johnson. And our final winner for today, and we have lots more for our next meeting if you didn't win today, Mary Klaus. All right, thank you guys. I think we are now going to do our drawing and we'll be able to take a break. Okay, back to Linda.
Okay, now whoever brought a card, did you pick up a card over there? Okay, now you can go pick up a card.
Thank you. I also want to recognize that we did have a workshop this year on a Sunday afternoon. It was at the JCC. Joe Belmont taught it. We have been trying to cater to new artists, younger artists, by offering beginner level courses. Our artists who come in and from out of town are our most experienced, internationally known, who do prefer to do a 3-day and a 4-day weekday workshop. We will try and negotiate weekends with them as well, but we have booked a Sunday beginner level workshop, and we do have it on our agenda and goal for next year to have additional beginner level workshops, 1-day workshops, 2-hour demos, not in addition to our 3- and 4-day workshops. So we hear you, we're trying. It takes a lot of time and energy. Like Anna's saying, the more members can step up, the more we're going to be able to do. And we have been trying for a year and a half to do a beginner level workshop on a weekend in Fort Wayne. A year and a half we've been trying to get this worked out, but we've had a hard time finding a facility and getting an artist to commit to a day. But the facility has to come first. So there are lots of challenges in creating a workshop, and I want you all to know that we hear you and we are trying, and the more you can do to contribute to that effort, we greatly appreciate it. Does someone else have a question? Yes. Mhm. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. We have, when we have someone come to me asking me to promote their workshop, I strongly encourage them to put it on our Facebook page. We have social media. Okay, so in addition to that, John, Brenda, and I have been working on trying to find a forum on our new website, a blog page. We have a blog where Pat Grable gives us a article once a month. So we have a goal and to make that interactive with all of our members. So first we have to build it, then we have to let everybody know about it, and then we have to get all of you to post on it. So yes, we would like to have an interactive page on our website for all of our members to promote their exhibits, their achievements, their workshops, not just Watercolor Society related, but member related. So yes, thank you. It is something that we hope to unveil next year if possible. Yes, ma'am. Sure. Yeah. Yes. I will tell you we have 2 membership meetings per year. The first membership meeting is in May, and it does include a luncheon, and it also is the kickoff of our membership exhibit here in the church. So every May, we have a luncheon, and every October, we have a meeting before the demo. Today's meeting was originally scheduled at 12:30, but because we wanted to do some prizes and a drawing and have some more social, we bumped it to 12. So that is kind of confusing on whether or not it includes lunch. So we will definitely be more clear with the agenda. And I don't know what else to say. Yeah. I will actually tell you that Linda Trowbridge donated today's snacks and goodies and food. So thank you, Linda, for doing that. It was not part of our agenda, and our luncheon is every May. And if we want to do a luncheon in the fall, then we need a volunteer to organize that.
Yeah, we haven't started the what did we call it? I can't remember the name of that. The person that volunteered to organize and get food in at the meetings, social chairperson, because of the pandemic, and we just haven't started that back yet. This is actually the first time that we've, other than the May membership meeting, this is, and I just kind of said, well, the CDC's relaxing the goals. I'm going to bring food because it is noon and people are going to be hungry. So I did this morning at 9 o'clock. So that's something that we'll have to talk about if we think we can get that going again.
Okay, we'll wrap this up because our artist is here. We'll take a short break, but there's one more thing since we have time. I wanted to also share with all of you that as the executive director, when I came in, one of my main goals that I presented in my interviews and when I began to work with the board is that I want us to serve everyone across the state. We have a solid group here in Central Indiana, but regional exhibits, regional workshops, regional demos are very important to me and to our members. And we want to be able, and this is why we're live streaming today. We'll have our meetings and our demos available outside of Indianapolis. So like I said, we've been trying to work on a Fort Wayne workshop, but we do have a volunteer, Marsha Reller, who has been in contact with several organizations across the state, and she has pinned down a regional exhibit and demo in Madison, Indiana for next January, so the details will follow. So we're also working with Newcastle. Our goal is to work with Evansville, Fort Wayne, whatever cities. We were just in Vincennes, Connorsville, like to be in South Bend, like to be in Warsaw, would like to be whatever city all of our members live in. So that is something behind the scenes that may not be obvious to all of you. So I want you to know that especially exhibits have been come to our attention, are very important for our artists, and demos are very important. Workshops, maybe, you know, a lot of you already experienced. So the demos, such as the one today, we want to do more of those around the state. So I wanted to let you know that is something that we have been working on. If you see our calendar from this past year compared to the previous year, we had a lot more events outside of Central Indiana. And we continue to do what we do here. We're not going to take anything away from here, but we're going to do more around the state. So that also takes our members coming to me, helping me find locations and artists, and that's something that we really want to do. And that's something that when I have reached out and talked to members who live across the state, that is something that has been very important to them, is to be recognized for their regions that they live in. Okay, so.
Also, Brenda Pettigrew has agreed to take photos. If you don't have a photo on your webpage on the directory, she will take your photo for you and put it up there. And she's right there. So we've got a couple minutes before we're going to let Ian come over here and get in his spot. And I also wanted to mention Julie Thornson. She helped us with the grant and did the grant writing, and I certainly appreciate that too. So that was what we bought the equipment with that we're doing. So if anybody has something that they, can do really well for a couple of hours to do a demo, let us know, because we can come film you and put it on the website. Do I have a motion to adjourn? I never asked for a motion to start the meeting, but I'll do it now. John, do I have a second? Deb? Okay.
Oh, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to switch our camera around from our meeting to our demo. So we'll regroup here. And that clock is slow. It's about 5 minutes slow. So we group here a little bit before 1 o'clock.